Every spring, numerous climbers from around the world visit Mount Everest with the goal of reaching its summit, the highest point on Earth. However, most of their time is not actually spent climbing. Yet, most of their time is dedicated not to ascending the mountain slopes, but to taking rest, acclimatizing, and preparing at the mountain's two principal base camps, one on the Nepal side and one on the opposite side of the mountain in Tibet. Life at these base camps involves a combination of everyday tasks, logistical hurdles, and sometimes intense life or death situations. Two main paths to Everest's summit. With the advent of commercial climbing expeditions on Mount Everest in the 1990s, tourism to the summit has surged, leading to the establishment of a vibrant hub situated at 17,500 feet, right at the base of the Khumbu Glacier in Nepal. There are two main ways to reach the top of Mount Everest. Each path has its own base camp and a distinct camping experience. The North Ridge path is on the Tibet side of the mountain and provides easier access. Vehicles can be driven all the way to the base camp there. Many expeditions from the north start in Kathmandu, Nepal, and then cross into China to reach the mountain. The South Col route is reached through Nepal and usually involves about a week of trekking to get to the mountain's base. However, helicopters have made this side of the mountain less remote. Both base camps are set up in two large valleys formed by glaciers. The Tibet base camp is located below the end part of the Ronggok Glacier to the north. On the southern side, the Nepal base camp sits atop the rocky Khumbu Glacier. Camping where physiology matters. The camps are strategically set up at approximately 17,500 feet for an important reason. Once you go beyond 18,000 to 19,000 feet, the body starts deteriorating, and living above this height isn't viable in the long term. But it's not a good idea to stay any higher than this. Having a well-equipped base camp is crucial for climbers. It serves as a home where they can set out for the mountain for 3 to 5 days before coming back to rest in the more comfortable, thicker air. This helps them recover and prepare for their next ascent. A well-organized experience. As noted by renowned Everest blogger Alan Arnett, Nepal's Ministry of Tourism issued 375 permits for climbing Everest in the spring of 2019. On the northern side, there were approximately 144 foreign climbers. It's important to know that you can't just show up at the base camp with a permit, set up a tent, and begin climbing the mountain. Foreign climbers are required to work with a locally licensed logistics company. These companies provide essential services like accommodations at the base camp, meals, and basic restroom facilities. For every foreign climber, there are 3 to 4 local workers present at the base camp. These workers are either climbing Sherpas involved in mountain-related tasks or base camp staff. The staff includes cooks, dishwashers, servers, and team managers who ensure the well-being of the guided clients. This group of dedicated service industry workers is primarily made up of Nepali individuals, although not all are ethnic Sherpas. They are the driving force behind the smooth operation of the base camp. Culinary delights on Everest. Just like an army marches on a full stomach, the same principle applies to Everest. Expeditions go to great lengths to ensure their climbers are well fed. Most organized trips aim to offer 3 balanced meals each day. These meals consist of a source of protein, carbohydrates, and either fruits or vegetables. While basics like rice, pasta, eggs, canned fruits, veggies, and flatbreads, locally known as chapati, make up the core of the menu, a creative chef finds ways to keep the meals interesting. Regular deliveries of fresh produce brought by yaks, helicopters, or jeeps play a vital role in keeping the food diverse and nutritious. In the intervals between main meals, a variety of hot beverages, dried fruits, candy bars, and the ever-present Pringles potato chips are available for snacking. Additionally, a separate tent is dedicated to serving Nepali cuisine, mainly tea in a traditional dish called dal bhat. Dal bhat is a stew made from boiled rice and lentils, and it's a staple for the local workers. Urban challenges in the wilderness. Setting up camp during expeditions is usually a first-come, first-served affair. Some clever organizers even send local representatives ahead of time to secure the best spots well in advance. When you have hundreds of people camping within a relatively small area, the organizers of these camps face similar challenges as city planners do in smaller towns. At Nepal's Khumbu Glacier Base Camp, the Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee ensures that basic cleanliness standards are maintained. Chinese officials handle the same responsibilities at the Rongbuk Glacier Base Camp on the other side. Special bathroom tents are set up in a way that waste can be collected in plastic barrels lined with trash bags. These barrels are then taken to lower areas for proper disposal, along with collected trash. While these practices help keep modern camps relatively clean, if you stray from the main paths, you may encounter larger piles of trash left behind by earlier expeditions from less environmentally conscious times. Efforts are ongoing on the Nepal side to gradually clean up and remove all this accumulated trash. In 2019, in an attempt to minimize waste, Chinese authorities restricted access to the Tibet base camp, only allowing climbing expeditions and not tourists, luxury camping in high altitudes. Just like in cities, different areas offer varying levels of comfort on Everest. Not all climbing teams enjoy the same kind of accommodations. So, what makes a top-notch camp different from a budget option? Well, the fanciest expedition providers now offer spacious wall tents with real beds, continuous electricity thanks to generators, hot showers, dependable Wi-Fi, projectors for movie nights, and even dedicated tents for yoga and stretching. But these added comforts come at a cost. The most luxurious operators charge over $100,000, while budget options range from $25,000 to $40,000. However, don't expect to find disco balls and extravagant parties at Everest Base Camp. Most teams keep to themselves and go to bed early, until they've successfully reached the summit, at least. As the season winds down, most guided climbers quickly head home. Yet, the base camp staff still has weeks of work ahead, dismantling everything and arranging safe transportation down the valley for storage. Many providers even rent storage spaces in nearby villages to avoid the lengthy journey back to Kathmandu. Medical care at base camp. During major expeditions, some teams have their own doctors accompanying them. However, there are limited medical services available on both sides of the mountain. If you face a serious medical problem, it's crucial to leave base camp as soon as possible and descend to lower altitudes. At the Khumbu Glacier Base Camp, there's a medical facility called Everest ER, operated by the Himalayan Rescue Association. They offer walk-in services, and if a patient has a severe issue, they are airlifted by helicopter to Kathmandu promptly. At the Rongbuk Glacier Base Camp, there's basic medical care available in the town of Tingrit, which is about a 4-hour drive by a 4-wheel drive vehicle, a mix of feelings. For some, base camp feels like a kind of temporary waiting area, a place where you spend around 4 to 5 weeks in preparation for the Everest climb. On the other hand, for some, it's like the ultimate summer camp, a unique community and environment that you won't find anywhere else on Earth. Regardless of your perspective, these two base camps are where the journey to the world's highest peak begins. With that said, thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more.